Hey guys, Morgan the Rebellious Reviewer. We talk about music, books, movies, shows, and video games. And today, we're gonna be playing Becca's Bookopoly. Becca's Bookopoly, you know what I mean. Anyway, this is a TBR game created by Becca from Becca in the Books. She created a month-long readathon in September around it, and I'm going to be playing it. So, I've decided I'm going to do 5 rolls. However, the rules are, for those of you who don't know, if you roll a double using these 2 dice, you have to get an extra book added on. So, before we get started, let me tell you about the other 2 readathons I'm participating in. Those being Read the Rainbowathon, hosted by, I don't remember who off the top of my head, but I'll have them linked in the description, so don't worry about it. And Seasonathon Academy, which is hosted by Kaylani Simply Me. And for those readathons, I'm going to be reading this stack here. Whoa. Anyway, I'm going to be reading all of these for different prompts in the Rainbow Readathon, but for Seasonathon Academy, I'm only going to be reading 5 of these. Namely, I'm going to be reading this book for Rainbow Readathon for a fall read that has orange on the cover because it has a little bit of orange right there. Yeah, I'm stretching this. I'm gonna be reading this for a dark blue book. It's The Blue by Lucy Clark. And for a cozy reading night with a pink book, I'm gonna be reading Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Yeah. And for a book that's both red and black and white, I'm going to be reading Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. And then for a book with person of color representation that's green, I'm going to be reading A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. And then for the ones that are just color cards, Something This Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, and The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Now, for Seasonathon Academy, I'm gonna be reading A Song of Wraiths and Ruin for a book written by a black author. Gone Girl for a book that's been adapted into a movie, I think. And The Blue for a book set in a different country, since it says the Philippines to New Zealand on the back here. The Unhoneymooners for the math prompt, which is a book that ends with a final page number that ends in 5. And for Read Whatever I Want, I could just pick any of these. So, I can just finish 2 readathons in a week. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to finish 3 readathons in a week, because I might be able to squeeze these in for Bookopoly. But with that out of the way, let's get started with Bookopoly. Okay, so let's get started with roll number 1. 7. And we're going to be using this little yellow bunny as our moving piece for this. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I forgot to print out chance cards. Hang on. Excuse me while I get to work on that. Okay, I'm back. Time to pick a chance card now that I've actually got them written down. Oops, knocked over my bunny. And the chance card is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. So, okay, I can do that. Okay, so, the first book we're picking for Bookopoly is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is a thriller, and it's about a reporter who goes back to her hometown to investigate the murders of a couple of kids. So, yeah, I hear it's pretty disturbing. I mean, it's Gillian Flynn, the author of Gone Girl, so not surprising. Anyway, on to roll number 2. Okay. Time for roll number 2. Please don't be a double. Please don't be a double. 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dice roll roulette. Huh? I'm gonna have to look up what that one means. I know most of these, but I don't know what that one means. Okay, time for dice roll roulette. Apparently this means that I have to roll these 2 dice again, and every dot on these dice ends up representing 50 pages. Okay, here goes. Okay, that's 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, 350... Wait a minute, let me count that again. 200, 250, 300, 350. So I need a book that's around 350 pages. That is probably doable. Okay, so that took some searching. I couldn't find any books that were exactly 350, but it does say you can pick the closest thing to it. So, I'm going to pick one of these. They're both 354. That's really close. So, let's see. I think I'm going to go with An Unkindness of Magicians. It's a reread, so it'll be quicker. So, yeah. I'm going with An Unkindness of Magicians for my second pick. Okay, time for roll number 3. No doubles, no doubles, no doubles. Oh, good. A 7, and it's made up of a 5 and a 2, which is not a double. So, Community Shelf. Wow, I got both sets of cards in one game. Let's see what the prompt is. Supernatural elements. Yeah, I know my writing sucks, but it says supernatural elements, in case you were wondering. Anyway, let's find a book that has supernatural elements. Okay, so the next book we got is Supernatural Elements, so I'm going to choose the only haunted house story I've got. Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. This is about a bunch of horror authors who decide to spend the Halloween night in one of the world's most infamous haunted houses, and stuff starts happening, I guess. So yeah, Kill Creek by Scott Thomas, next book. Okay, this has been chaos so far. I just had to stop the video because I had to empty some of the stuff from my camera. So yeah, that's 3 chaotic things in a row. First I think you get the point. Time for roll number 4. A 7 again. Wow, I'm just getting all the 7s. At least it's not a double. That's all I can say. Okay, so we landed on, let me move the rabbit here, color wheel. That means I have to use a random color wheel. What fun. It should at least be a little less chaotic than the other prompts. Okay, so we're gonna do a random color wheel. We'll see what it gives us. Hopefully something I can fit one of these books onto. I haven't fit any of them on. Anyway, well, let's do this. I'm gonna screen record on my computer, so hang on. Okay, so I finally get to fit one of my books for the other readathons on here, and that's Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. It has a nice light blue cover, and it's a reread, so again, should be pretty fast. So yeah, that's what I'm picking for this. Okay, time for roll number 5. Finally, this will all be over. I've been having a very chaotic game, which I will explain when I pick my next book. For now, 1, 2, 3, 8. Okay, I can do that, and it's not a double. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is that? Let me see. Third person, it says. So I have to find a book that's written in third person. That should be easy enough. Okay, so the next thing is to find a book written in third person. And I'm going to look at these to see if any of these are in third person. This is written in third person. So, my final pick for this game is going to be A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. I don't know much about this other than it's a fantasy written by a black author, which is awesome, and the title sounds great, so why not? And if you were wondering why I kept complaining about how chaotic this game was, it's because for my first roll, I realized I forgot to make cards. For my second roll, I had to search everywhere for a book. For my fourth roll, my camera ran out of battery while I was recording. Actually, it didn't run out of battery. It ran out of space in the camera for new stuff while I was recording. So I had to stop and empty it. And then, for my fifth roll, right after that, I had to stop and download some recording software. Actually, that was my third and fourth roll, not my fourth and fifth roll, but you know what I mean. 4 chaotic things in one video. Anyway, this is the stack we've ended up with, and I managed to fit 2 of the books from my other readathons on here, so that means I only have 3 extra books. So, all in all, I'd say I did pretty well despite all the chaos. Anyway, I'm gonna be vlogging this, so if you want to see how I do on these readathons in September, feel free to tune in for that. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Morgan the Rebellious Reviewer, and I'm out.